Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak English with Us. I'm Holmes.
And I'm Melody. So glad you're here with us today.
If you're new to the channel, this is the place where we help you speak English naturally, confidently, and in real-life situations. Not just textbook English, real English.
That's right. And today we're talking about something that every single person needs in real life, whether you're at work, at a restaurant, with a friend, or dealing with customer service.
We're talking about how to complain in English without sounding rude.
Yes, because complaining is actually really important. It's how you stand up for yourself. It's how problems get solved.
But if you do it the wrong way, people get defensive, or you come across as aggressive, or maybe too passive, and nothing actually changes.
So today, we're going to give you real phrases, real examples, and by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to handle these situations with confidence.
Let's get into it.
Okay, Holmes, let's start with the basics. Why do people sound rude when they complain in English?
Great question. I think the number one reason is being too direct too fast. In some cultures, being very direct is totally normal and even respectful. But in English, especially in British or American contexts, jumping straight to the problem without any softening can feel like an attack.
Right. So, for example, imagine you're at a restaurant and your food is cold. If you say to the waiter, "This food is cold, fix it," that's technically correct English, but how does it feel?
It feels harsh. It sounds like you're giving a command. There's no acknowledgement of the other person at all.
Exactly. So the first principle is this. Always open with something soft before you state the problem. We call this a softener.
A softener. I love that word. So what does a softener look like?
Simple phrases like, "Excuse me," or "I'm sorry to bother you," or "I hate to mention this, but." These phrases signal to the other person that you're not attacking them personally. You just have an issue that needs to be resolved.
So back to the cold food example, instead of "this food is cold, fix it," you might say, "Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but I think my food might have come out a little cold. Would it be possible to heat it up?"
See how different that feels? You used a softener at the start. You used the word think to make it sound less like an accusation. And you ended with a question, which gives the other person a chance to help you.
That's such a good point about the word think. That one small word does so much work.
It really does. Instead of saying, "You gave me the wrong order," say, "I think there might be a mistake with my order." The first one sounds like blame. The second one sounds collaborative.
Okay, so let's talk about another situation. What about complaining to a colleague at work? This one is tricky because you have to maintain the relationship long term.
Oh, this is a big one. So let's say your colleague keeps interrupting you in meetings, and you want to address it.
The wrong way would be something like, "You always interrupt me. It's really annoying."
That sentence has two big problems, the word always and the word annoying. Always is an absolute word. People immediately get defensive because it feels like an exaggeration, and annoying is an emotional label that puts people on the attack.
So how do you fix it?
You swap those words out. Instead of always, use sometimes or a few times lately. Instead of saying how you feel about them, say how the situation makes you feel. So a better version might be, "Hey, I wanted to mention something. I've noticed that sometimes in meetings, I get cut off before I finish my point, and it makes me feel like my ideas aren't getting heard. Do you think we could work on that together?"
That is so much better. You're not attacking the person, you're describing a pattern, you're sharing your feeling, and you're inviting them to solve it with you.
And that last part is key. Ending with a question or a suggestion turns a complaint into a conversation.
Let's do one more scenario. Customer service. This is where a lot of people either get too passive or they go the other direction and get really aggressive.
Yes, so let's say you ordered something online and it arrived damaged. You call customer service.
The passive version sounds like, hi, I ordered something and it's kind of, broken, maybe? I don't know. Sorry to bother you.
You're laughing, but so many people actually speak like this because they feel uncomfortable complaining, and the problem is the agent doesn't take you seriously.
Right. On the other hand, the aggressive version is, "This is unacceptable. Your company sent me a broken product and I want a refund immediately."
That might feel satisfying in the moment, but it often makes agents less cooperative, not more.
So, what's the sweet spot?
Calm, clear, and specific. Something like, "Hi there, I'm hoping you can help me. I received my order yesterday and unfortunately the item arrived damaged. I have photos if you need them. I'd love to either get a replacement or a refund. What are my options?"
I love that. You're being friendly with "Hi there, I'm hoping you can help me." You're stating the facts clearly, you're showing you have evidence, and you're asking for solutions, not demanding them.
And offering options is really powerful. When you say replacement or refund, you're showing you're reasonable. You're not just there to cause trouble.
Okay, let's do a quick summary of everything we covered today. Melody, you want to kick us off?
Sure. Number 1, always use a softener before you state the problem. Phrases like, "Excuse me," or "I'm sorry to bother you," or "I hate to mention this but."
Holmes, number 2, use "I think" or "there might be" instead of direct accusations. It sounds less like blame.
Number 3, avoid absolute words like always and never. They make people defensive immediately.
Number 4, describe how the situation makes you feel, not what the other person did wrong. That keeps it about the issue, not the person.
And number 5, end with a question or a suggestion. Turn your complaint into a conversation.
These 5 principles will honestly change the way people respond to you, whether it's in a restaurant, at work, or on a customer service call.
And here's the thing. This isn't about being weak or overly polite. It's about being effective. The goal of a complaint is to fix something, and these phrases actually get results.
Exactly. Speaking politely is not the same as being a pushover. It's actually a power skill.
I love that. A power skill.
Actually, before we wrap up, I want to talk about one more thing, something a lot of people get wrong.
Oh, yes, I know exactly what you're going to say.
Body language and tone. Because here's the thing, you can use all the right words, but if your tone is wrong, it still comes across as rude.
This is so true. I've seen people say, "Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you," but their voice sounds frustrated and impatient, and the other person immediately feels attacked.
Exactly. So the words are only half the job. Your tone needs to match the words. If you're saying something polite, your voice needs to sound polite too.
So how do you actually do that, especially when you're genuinely frustrated?
Great question. The trick is to take one breath before you speak. Just one. It sounds simple, but it actually works. That 1 second gives your brain time to switch from emotional mode to communication mode.
I do this myself, actually. When I feel annoyed by something, I take a breath and I remind myself, my goal is to fix the problem, not to win an argument.
Yes, and that mindset shift changes everything. You're not there to prove you're right, you're there to get a result.
Okay, so let's also talk about what happens when the other person reacts badly, because sometimes, even when you complain perfectly, the other person gets defensive anyway.
Oh, this happens all the time. So what do?
You stay calm and you repeat your main point. Don't get pulled into an argument. Just calmly come back to what you need. Something like, "I understand, and I just want to make sure we can find a solution to other."
That phrase is gold. I just want to make sure we can find a solution together, because it's impossible to argue with that.
Because you're not attacking, you're not backing down either. You're just staying focused on the outcome.
And if the person is still unhelpful, that's when you can politely escalate. You might say, "I appreciate your help. Would it be possible to speak with the manager?"
Notice the word appreciate there too. Even when you're escalating, you're keeping it respectful. That actually makes managers more likely to help you too.
So to add to our 5 principles from earlier, here are 2 bonus ones. Number 6, match your tone to your words. Polite words need a calm voice.
And number 7, if things go sideways, stay focused on the solution. Don't get pulled into the argument. Just keep coming back to what you need.
7 principles total.
That is a solid toolkit for anyone.
Honestly, after this episode, I feel like I could complain about anything and handle it gracefully.
Ha, let's not get too confident now.
Too late, I'm already thinking of things to complain about.
On that note, let's wrap up. All right, that's it for today's episode of Speak English with Us. If this helped you, please subscribe and leave us a comment. We read every single one.
And tell us, is there a situation where you find it really hard to complain in English? Let us know below. We might turn your answer into a future episode.
We'll see you in the next one.
See you then. Bye, everyone.
Bye.